If the Secretary of the Treasury decides that's in the long-term interest of the U.S. to rebalance the portfolio or change the portfolio, the Secretary has the discretion to do that. The stockpile should be subject to good portfolio management, right?
Excellent.
And fortunately, we have a Secretary of the Treasury who is an extremely successful former hedge fund manager. So he's going to figure out the best way to manage these assets. And we give him the flexibility to do portfolio management.
What is up, good people? Jungle Inc. here. Hope you're doing well. That opening by current AI and crypto czar David Sachs explaining their vision here for this strategic digital asset stockpile, the one that will hold the altcoins. And, I think there's a lot of confusion out there because they're ripping and gunning. They're not explaining everything perfectly. And further, they're probably kind of working this out as they go along. Things are moving really quick, but I think he's given you the government's vision, the Trump administration's vision for that strategic stockpile. And he said it right in there. It's going to be the Treasury's job to manage that investment portfolio, to rebalance that investment portfolio. And so what's going to be their focus day one? Well, I think they gave us a clue, right? You had that tweet by the president. What are the altcoins he mentioned? Well, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, and Solana. That's probably going to, at least to start, make up a big part of that strategic stockpile. And so you can imagine if the government has a bunch of meme coins, if they get a bunch of coins that are outside of those that they think are premium cryptocurrencies, I might have to do a retraction. Not going to do it yet, but they may force my hand. That's where they see the value. And so if the portfolio's out of balance, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to rebalance it. They're going to sell XLM, move it into XRP. They're going to sell Polkadot, move it into Ethereum. Whatever balancing that this treasury comes up with that is most advantageous for the country long term. So while they may not be taking U.S. taxpayer dollars and buying crypto, buying XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and Cardano for that stockpile, it's still we could see a lot of value moving into that. They may seize a bunch of stablecoins and throw that in there and decide, you know what? We need some more of these premium altcoins. So, it's going to be interesting to see this play out. But I think there's more to it than we've been told. And I thought that was a really interesting interview. You can go over and check it out. Now, the counter to that will be, well, maybe they'll just sell the altcoins and buy more Bitcoin. And that could be. That may be the strategy. I can't say it won't be. But, they said you're going to use proper diversification in that portfolio that the treasuries manage. Is throwing everything into one singular coin, properly managing that for risk and long-term growth? I would say no. I don't think that would be sensible. I think you would want to have, a diversified set of assets across this asset class. And, they're telling you they see value, in 4 altcoins to start with, and that list will expand for sure. And don't forget what was the first one listed, by the president. It was XRP. And it's going to be, it may not have a heavier weight than Ethereum, but it's going to have a heavy weight. And, I think we could see the government essentially buying these assets, but just not using taxpayer dollars. They'll be using other crypto assets that are less desirable and moving that value into purchasing more for the stockpile long term. That's the way I see it playing out here. Let's take a look at the news for today. Volatility shares has opened for a spot leverage XRP ETF. So this is another filer. It's not like the Grayscales and some of the other bigger ones, but they're looking to get a leverage ETF for XRP across the board. Not the type of product that I would be investing in, but it could be quite popular. People want to use leverage. They want to, make bets on XRP. There you go. We got a new one that just very well may get across the finish line. Lark saying the following: one of the biggest banks in the United Arab Emirates has launched crypto trading services. Emirates MBD in Dubai is a state-owned bank that now is allowing its customers to buy, sell, and hold crypto. Now, this is an interesting thing. What are the cryptos they are allowing day one? Well, look at that. The service is limited to 5 cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and ADA. Very similar to the president's list. And that's another thing. Just him tweeting that out or posting on Truth Social, whatever it was, it elevates all these assets. And those are the top by market cap anyway. So it's going to be where most people are going to want to start investing in. And I think this is going to be the big 5 we see most of your capital flowing into. Lion's share of it will go to Bitcoin. Ethereum will probably be number 2, but These other three, they're big right now. And again, as things progress, you'll see others added to the list, and some may come out of that bucket. We will see as things progress. Now, U.S. Treasury Secretary will maintain the dollar status as the dominant reserve currency, and they're going to use stablecoins to support this effort. This is one of the reasons you see the government really getting behind crypto. They love it for this reason. First of all, crypto companies like Ripple and their stablecoin, Circle, even Tether, they're massive buyers of treasuries. That's what they need. They need people buying these treasuries. It's a big deal. And it also expands the reach and use of the dollar just in digital form. So you have people in territories where they may not be able to get their hands on actual dollars, either through their banking system or, actual physical dollars. Well, no one can stop your digital dollar from invading different territories, and people are able to use them on a digital wallet and circumvent a lot of stuff. So again, this is just going to increase the demand for treasuries, increase the reach for the dollars and other major world currencies. Chris Larson talked about that way back in the day, that crypto, it wouldn't get rid of fiat currency. It would actually expand the big ones, your yuans, your dollars, your euros, your yens, things like this. And governments love that. This is a big deal, and we should expect them to really push crypto for that reason here. That's saying the following: Bitcoin is not the only cryptocurrency that has no issuer. So he's talking about David Sachs. He made this comment that Bitcoin, well, it's special because it has no issuer. XRP is equally counterparty free. Huge lack of understanding here. This is what I would say. That's right. There is no issuer for XRP. It has no counterparty risk. I think what he's saying, and you have to get this, Bitcoin is a little bit different than your altcoins. David has admitted this and talked about it. For instance, David said, look, if you invest in Ethereum, you probably like Vitalik and think he knows something and probably go along with the things that he says. Same thing with David. He says, well, we shouldn't have any smart contracts. And everyone's like, yeah, no smart contracts on the XRP ledger. Changes his mind. Now everyone's hyped about smart contracts coming to XRP. You have these central figures. They don't have any overt power, but they wield a lot of power over the ecosystems. Just because people look at them as almost like a god figure, like, you created this thing, you must know what you're talking about. It's both a gift and a curse. First of all, they can take you in a bad direction. They can make you make changes to the protocol that maybe aren't good, or make you pass on features like smart contracts. But at the same time, with altcoins, we see the most development, the most features, because you have those people that are driving that, those visionaries that are really driving advancements and new features and lots of capability. So it's very different in the altcoin space compared to Bitcoin. And again, that's both a good and a bad thing. That's how we get all these really space age technologies. Jason Calacanis from All In Podcast, he was suggesting to David Sachs that, maybe we should have a small tax on crypto transactions from XRP maybe and Solana and these other altcoins. And we'll use that tax to buy more Bitcoin. David Sachs shut him down in an instant. First of all, would not be great because we're trying to encourage innovators to go out and build new systems. And if we're giving them special taxes, that's not great. But what David said is, every tax there's ever been, whether it's the income tax, your state taxes, your gas taxes, your sales taxes, they always start very small, very minor, and then they expand and expand and expand over time. We ain't going there within the cryptocurrency space. Now, you couldn't, enforce that on chain. I guess retailers that accepted crypto, maybe, in Jason's little dream here, you would impose some sort of tax on them, but this administration isn't going in that direction. Now, we see Lagarde saying the following: reports that a digital euro will launch this October. They will track every payment. They can block purchases. Can't do that if you have a wad of cash and go buy whatever you want. But if we go fully digital, this is a problem unless you're using crypto, real crypto without counterparty risk. They can automatically tax you, just take their money right out of your wallet, whether you like it or not. And without cash, you're really dependent on the state. This stuff is scary, people. And they will sell you convenience, but you will lose freedom. Unfortunately, I know we've said here in the U.S. under this administration, there's not going to be a CBDC. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But this administration won't always be here. I can guarantee you that. And the day will come when we go fully digital. And that's a scary future. It's a digital prison. And you see what China's doing right now? The controls they have over the financial system, over the levers, and there's a lot of different reasons they exert those controls. But everyone's going to go to this system. Governments are all tyrannical. They can't wait for this. And really, crypto might be our only way to freedom long term. Just remember that. This is a fight worth fighting for sure, because when that day comes, it'll be convenient. Payments will be instant. It'll be all great, but you will lose a lot of freedom. Lastly, we see Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says President Trump has breathed life back into the crypto industry, and Coinbase plans to create 1,000 new jobs in the U.S. That's good because we need these new jobs, and the crypto market is the perfect catalyst for this. Let me know down below what you think. As always, please like, especially please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.
We can tell that Gary Gensler's departure has made a huge difference in terms of crypto innovation in the United States, or digital asset innovation in the United States. We're hearing all kinds of stories of people being attracted back to our shores, having moved abroad and not even wanting to deal with U.S. investors for fear that the SEC might come after them. So this administration is celebrating, actually, literally today, Friday, Employment Friday, is celebrating the digital asset revolution with leaders from the digital asset movement at the White House.